Shoshana Bean has been entertaining musical theater fans for the past few years, but recently made a move here to Los Angeles, where she's now hard at work recording an album. Before working on stage in New York, Bean studied at the University of Cincinnati and says it wasn't easy.
I was doing my best to sort of hang on to some sort of anchor, like, my friends who were on the dance team that performed at the games, or like, my friends that were actual athletes, and I just tried to keep some foot in normalcy, because when you are in a conservatory environment, your whole world is wrapped up in that, which is good for, cultivating your talents. But, it was a tough school. It was definitely a tough school. It's not, I always say when people are like, oh, I'm going to audition for, I want to go to CCM, I'm like, toughen up, hunker down, because it's going to be a tough 4 years if you make it all 4 years. It's a hard school, but it was worth it. I think that hard things make you stronger, obviously.
After graduating, she aimed her sights on Broadway and started auditioning.
I think when I first got there, I got backstage and I was going on all the open calls, and I think I went to audition for Civil War tour or something, and I didn't get it, but Dave Clemens was like, I'll remember you, and I was like, okay. And then when the Godspell audition came around, I think that I got a call for it from them. I can't remember if I went, I don't think it was an open call thing, but yeah.
While working on Godspell, she had a chance to meet composer Stephen Schwartz, who was updating his off-Broadway show.
At that point, I was a little bit timid, and we didn't get that much time with him. He just, he brought the wisdom he had from doing the production, the original production, sort of what the heart of it was supposed to be that we may have missed initially. And he appreciated the updates we had done. I think the show is about whoever you cast, and you really can build upon like these pretty strict parables with the personalities of the people that you have. And so he was like, yes, keep doing that, keep being who you are. And I just remember, it didn't hit me that it was actually Stephen Schwartz until when we were like on a break, like a 5 or a 10 or something, and I came back in the theater and he was sitting alone on the stage at the piano, just like hunched over in this like meditative state at the piano, and I'm like, okay, that's why he's Stephen, because he's like a genius. And I was just, I don't know. At that point, I didn't really know how to talk to people that I worshiped, so I just probably said dumb things, and he was probably like, just sing.
Following Godspell, she worked as a backup singer before landing a smaller role in Broadway's Hairspray.
I was in the ensemble, but we all took it very seriously in the ensemble, because Jack and Jerry are those kind of director and choreographer where everyone, no matter how small or big your role is, has a huge integral part of the show, and you better know who you are and where you came from. And the group that we were in that ensemble really took that seriously, and we even made a movie. Like, we have a movie called The Nicest Kids in Town, to where like you get the backstory of who we were and what was going on in our lives. It was like a mockumentary.
And so it will be for the rest of my life, and I want nothing else till I die. Held in such high esteem, when people see me they will scream.
Next up was the starring role in Wicked, although her big break came a little early, as actress Idina Menzel got injured in the middle of a show, leaving Bean to step in.
The audience actually was, I can't really remember, because I just remember what the vibe like backstage was. People were crying, it was just scary, and no one really knew what was wrong. No one could diagnose her, obviously, on the scene of what had happened. She was like lying so still. I don't even think she was crying. She was just like, I don't remember, but she was so still, and people were freaking out, and I was like, surely they're not gonna finish the show. And they did. And it just was like, I was in shock, and I felt like I couldn't be emotional, because I don't know, I felt like I had to maybe try and be tough, because everyone else was like falling apart a little bit.
And even Bean had a few close calls while performing in the show.
There were two pretty scary things. One was and nothing was wrong. I don't want to lead people to believe that anything was actually wrong technically, but something happened on my way up in the levitator, and and you know how your mind can take over, and it just had a bumpy ride up, and then once I was up, I think something was caught. I think the curtain that hangs behind it was caught, and there was a lot of motion going on, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna die singing. This is it. At least I'm singing. I'll go out with this will be, and while I'm singing, and I was like, how you can do two things at once. So I'm singing, and this whole internal monologue is going on where I'm like, they're gonna say she died singing Defying Gravity, and like I thought it was it, and I was so shaken when I came down. I was like shaking and like, and they're like, nothing was wrong, and I'm like, you check that thing. It was really bad. But the actual time when I did get hurt, and they're always like, make sure your heels are on this. They have a spike mark on the elevator that comes up in No Good Deed. Make sure your heels are on that. Well, once you do the show for long enough, your body knows where it's supposed to be. And I think I got on and I grabbed my skirt and I was thinking, once again, thinking about something I shouldn't have been thinking about. And I came up and my heel was too far back. So here's the stage, here's the elevator coming up, here's my heel. The heel got caught between the elevator and the stage. And I'm like, and I thought that they would know and like do something, but no one knew. So I kind of, I don't even think I started singing. I was just like, ow, 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 my heel. And mic on, and audience probably like, huh? And it felt like it went on forever because I was kind of like, why is he still playing? Why is the conductor and they were like pulling on my dress. I'm like, mic on. I'm like, it's not my dress, it's my heel. And so I don't even remember. They brought the curtain down, stopped the show, and I think I got myself out of my boot, but they couldn't. Maybe they did lower. I don't even remember. It's awful that I don't remember. Ooh, how am I going to tell my grandchildren? I don't remember what happened. I think they might have. I don't know. But in any case, my boot was actually what saved me. The heel of the boot was what stopped the thing. However, my whole like Achilles and down was trapped, and I was like, you know, I couldn't put my boot back on because my heel was so swollen. But I was like, no, we're finishing the show. I don't care.
After winning over the hearts of many New York critics and fanatic children for her turn leading the cast of Wicked both on Broadway and later the national tour, Bean decided to make a bold move. She stepped out of the stage spotlight and headed west, moving here to Hollywood, where she's now hard at work recording a solo album.
It was what I always wanted to do anyway, and I think as far as my path in theater, it was always because I just wanted to sing, and it seemed like the most likely way to be able to do that and work consistently. To be able to go to college and actually major in something and be able to sing while doing it, musical theater was the likely path. And once I fell into it, I just kind of got wrapped up and I enjoyed it, and you know, I got jobs and I loved it. If I could build my whole world around. Okay, 6. If I could build my whole world around you, I'd make it rise the morning sun. I'd put so much love where there is sorrow, and I put joy where there's never been love. And I give my love to you, for you to keep for the rest of your life. Oh, and happiness will surely be hard, but that will be alright. Oh, yes, it would. Yeah. I know what the end result I want to be, and I know what I need to do like tomorrow. But all the stuff in between, it's like a little overwhelming for me. So I just want to get it out there, and I've recently been gigging and doing a lot of the material that will be on the album, and I've been enjoying that a lot. So maybe I'll try and like put my band together and get out on the road. We'll see.